That's how I felt. I was like, dude, I'm so freaking ugly. Like, I believed it in an instant. It was one of those moments where I was like, have I been living in an alternate reality where I didn't think I was ugly? Hey guys, TazzyPhe here. How is it going? So today's video, I don't really know where this video is going, but I'm just gonna stream of consciousness. How about that? Let's do it. So I was in a team meeting call thing the other day for work, and the person who was leading the call put up a question: which celebrity do you most resemble? They were going down the list of everybody, and you know, my name starts with a T, so you know I was at the end of the list, so I had a little bit of time. I thought about all the celebrities I have been considered before or told that I look like, thanks to you guys also, and just in general in my life. And then of course I thought of the most flattering one that has ever come across me in my life, which would be Penelope Cruz. Thank you very much. Do you see it?
Ah, come on, Tazzy.
Oh, wow. So I was gonna say that, and then I was like, dude, I'm gonna sound conceited. I was like, okay, let me see if I can throw someone else, like, you know, to kind of like balance it out. Maybe something that's like not like that much, you know? So I thought of Ellen DeGeneres, and I was like, nope, not doing that one. She's been canceled. And then I thought, oh, Elizabeth Moss. Okay, people have told me I look like her. So I was like, okay, that's what I'm gonna say. And then I thought about it, and I was like, what kind of question is this, huh? What about which celebrity resembles me? Why is it the other way around? Because they're famous? So? But yeah, so on the call, people were giving their answers, and as people are giving their answers, nobody, not one single person said a celebrity that was like super like top A-list, attractive, whatever. Nobody was like, oh, I look like Brad Pitt, surprisingly enough. So I was like, okay, I can't be over here like,
I look like Penelope Cruz.
I'm not gonna embarrass myself like that. So I said Elizabeth Moss, and some people were like, oh yeah, I can see that. Yeah, totally. Even though I've never even met some of my coworkers in real life. But this whole thing that happened made me spiral, and I was like, you know what? Video idea. So today I want to talk about how we perceive ourselves in terms of attractiveness, how social media has impacted me, you know, that kind of thing. How my insecurities have been heightened, if you will, by being on YouTube and whatever. I used to have another channel where I used to open up about things that I was going through, and then I took it down. Some of you guys have asked me like, why'd you take it down? And I was like, yeah, I didn't feel like it was a very healthy outlet. But in one of those videos, I talk about how I did a collaboration with Just Rain, and like how people call me ugly and like how that affected me. So anyway, I'm gonna get into that in this video because I took that video down. Okay, so a little bit of background. I would say for a majority of my life, I was like, no. Like, I was not the girl that anybody wanted to be, nor did any of the boys. Like, no. That was majority of my life. I don't remember if I got called ugly when I was younger. I probably did, but I can't remember. I don't think I really cared. I think when I started to care about attractiveness was when I was introduced to MySpace. That's like my earliest memories of when I started to really think about what people thought about me. You know, you had the whole MySpace top 8. I used to take selfies with my mom's digital camera, and wow, I actually surprisingly had some sort of level of self-confidence, even though I grew into my features. I did. I grew into them. At least I think I did. Oh, poor girl. I had like a mustache, and I used to wear lip gloss all the time, so you could see the little beads of lip gloss like right on the edge of my mustache. It was real cute. But I don't want to talk about myself like that. Like, if I met myself at that age today, which is impossible to do, but like I'd be like, you know what? You're doing great, sweetie. Let's not talk bad about old Tazzy, but like, she wasn't cute, okay? That didn't matter what context I was in. I was never like the cool person ever. Only 1 year. I don't want to get into that. I'll save that for therapy. I don't even have a therapist. I'm talking like, I think that was the beginning. Like, social media definitely ruined my life. It did. And now here we are, LOL. In my high school years, I think I kind of felt like a freako because I was very different from the people around me. And I think that was like the era of like the OC and Gossip Girl and whatever. And like, I mean, that was not me, okay? Clearly, which is fine. I'm okay with that. But I went to an all-girls school, so I think there was an element missing from like, you know, caring about being attractive or not. I think that's probably when I started to think about it a little more, but still, again, I was in this like closed environment where who really cares, right? Now in college, introduced me to Facebook. I mean, I had Facebook in high school, but anyway, in college, that's when I think things started to like shift a little. I struggled a lot with insecurity in college, mostly because people are trash, and I started to realize like, oh, wait a second, I'm not white. Not that I didn't know that, but those were the years that my eyes were really open to how people treated people who look like me. Like, it was my introduction to, oh, this is you. this is them. Like Boulder is a beautiful campus, but it's full of fake hippies, you know, like the campus is full of rich, white, entitled, racist people who wear free people and think they're hippies because they smoke marijuana. Like that deserves a video on its own, but I'm not gonna, you know, get too much into that. It's like you would walk into the pizza spot and they would start playing this, like they thought they were funny. It was like that's where I went to school in like some very formative years of my life. So I had issues with my perception of self at that point. I had some issues with identity and how I perceive myself. I felt like I was in a place where what I look like is not considered attractive at all. You know, like in Boulder, I am not the image of like beauty by any means. People made me feel like I was like an outcast on top of that. But yeah, I started a YouTube channel around that time. So, you know, just like add a little spice to it all. Honestly, once I graduated, that's when I feel like I started making more content. And that's when I did a collaboration with Just Rain and Cody Co, which is no longer on the internet. I don't know why, but it's gone, and that's okay because I don't know, whatever. But that's besides the point. When that video came out, I'm not gonna lie, I was not in a very good place in my life. I feel like I was dealing with a lot. I was not in a good place mentally. I already had very low self-esteem, and that video just made it way worse, like way worse, because I made the mistake of reading the comment section, and wow, like the things people had to say about my face. Like one of the comments that I kept seeing was like, she's the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like she's so ugly. I mean, as if I already didn't have imposter syndrome. Like I was doing this video with two Viners who were like way bigger than me. I mean, Just Rain had YouTube, Vine, whatever. And I was already kind of like in a bad place from stuff that was going on in my personal life. And that just put me in an even worse place. And I feel like it kind of like screwed me up in terms of how I felt about myself. I made this video, which is no longer up, about how that experience affected me and affected how I looked at myself. It's like I went from one day just being like, oh, like whatever, I am Tasneem, whatever, to looking at a picture of myself and being like, wow, I am the ugliest thing to roam this earth. Like I can't believe I never used to see this before. Like I remember particularly this picture on my Instagram. I looked at it and I was like, wow, I'm disgusting. Like that, I'm laughing about it now, but like that's how I felt. I was like, dude, I'm so freaking ugly. Like I believed it in an instant. It was one of those moments where I was like, have I been living in an alternate reality where I didn't think I was ugly? Like it's not like I thought I was like something special, but I never like was like, oh, I'm the ugliest thing to roam this earth. Like I never felt like that, you know? And then I couldn't unsee it. Now, to be honest, I think it's normal to have days where you don't feel so great about yourself, and there are days where you're really feeling yourself. That's just normal. That's just like part of life. But the way that happened to me, like that is what to me is scary. I think a lot of things started to surface for me too. Like these feelings of feeling like an outsider, feeling like an outcast, not fitting into what the standard is. That all surfaced for me. The pimple came out. It was there. And then for a good while after that, I felt like I genuinely thought I was the evil queen from Snow White, who was really pushy about feeding her an apple. You know, like fiber is important, getting your daily dose, but I mean, like, whoa, like calm down. Okay, we don't need all the apples all the time. Like, you don't poison me. Bus. Enough. So that's the negative thing about being on social media. You open yourself up to this negative energy, and it can be really hard to navigate, especially if you're young. Like it takes time for you to grow as a human being and be confident in who you are and happy in who you are and all that stuff. Unless you have a very strong sense of self, it can be very damaging to you. And I think it was for me. People attack your appearance, people attack your character, people project their own insecurities onto you, and it can mess with your head. And the only solution is to remove yourself from that. Even in the most recent weeks, I've stopped reading comments and I've tried to avoid like being on social media too much, because I notice like instantly how it just kind of, you know. But more recently, I think I have started to look at it from a different perspective. I think I've really started to question why I even think that any of this is important. Like at the end of the day, who really cares what celebrity you look like or how attractive you are? I think that real sense of feeling like worth for yourself is something that goes beyond that. When you are spiritually aligned, when you feel like close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you have that sense of self-worth and you have that sense of understanding what your purpose purpose is in life, and nothing can really shake that. And I'm not quite there yet. I'm just talking about this, but I think I'm on this journey where I'm starting to realize, like, okay, these outside things are not that important. How people perceive your face to be is not that important. Whether people think you look like a shoe or Penelope Cruz, it's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. And I can speak from the perspective of a woman, although I think men go through this too, but I'm just talking because I am a woman. But I think a lot of our social currency and like our sense of self-worth and like what we mean in the world, a lot of it is tied to physical appearance. Looking youthful, bouncing back right after a baby. You know, these are like subliminal things that we have been taught as women, that your outside appearance is your most valuable asset. That's the most important thing. Whether people intentionally try to teach that to you or not, that's how we grow up. I do believe in like dressing nicely and like having good hygiene and all that kind of stuff. I believe in that, but I think that there's a line at which it can become like, what is the point of this? Where's the line of like, okay, now we're just being superficial, you know? And so I think as women, sometimes we have this pressure that like, this is what we're worth. I felt it also before I got married. People use that to insult me. I remember I got like something really nasty from someone once about how I'm a loser and like whatever, and it was all about marriage, and it was all about me not being married, and part of it was about my appearance too, like, you're not even that pretty, like basically like my worth to get married and have a relationship or whatever. But like, this comment was nothing unique. This is something that we are all told, and like people believe this stuff as well. You can watch Kevin Samuels videos if you're interested, you know, to get a little riled up. But, you know, he talks about from a male perspective, or his male perspective. I don't think all men think like that, but a woman has to be attractive and has to be this and has to be that, and a man just has to be an earner. It may seem like a superficial topic that I'm talking about, like, why is she talking about this? But I think you have to look and see and question these kind of things, and not just take them like, oh, as this is the rule of life, or this is a fact. And we should be able to challenge the status quo. Why is it that we only place worth on people for the way that they look? Why do we only place worth on, you know, after women have kids, it's like, oh, she let herself go. No, man, she had a child that obliterated her body, you know, maybe 3 times. I feel like this is so ingrained in me, in my mind, and it's not like my mom did it or anything like that. It's just from society in general. I do feel like I have a big obsession with maintaining a certain physique, or maintaining, because I feel like if I lose that, I have this fear that I don't have anything left. People have been commenting, not on YouTube, but just in general, like how I've gained weight since I got married, and I feel like I'm like reaching, like, oh, I can't gain weight. That would be the worst thing in the world, you know? Like, I'm hanging on to something because I'm afraid to lose whatever like social currency, you know, that I perceive to have. As you age, you know, people start doing Botox, people start doing all sorts of things to hang on to this. So it's beyond like, you know, just our communities, but it's an interesting topic, and I don't really know exactly what the point of this video is, but I'd like to know your guys' thoughts. You can let me know in the comments below what you guys think. And also, if you like my hijab, this is one of those oat hijabs. This is a black one. I kind of got some of like the dark neutral colors, although I know the lighter ones are what's in style right now, but I did wear some of those in my other videos. So if you guys are interested in purchasing those, use the referral link. It helps me out. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. As usual, catch me on the TikTok, catch me on the gram. TazzyPhe out. Bye.